One of the questions that we writers get asked more than any other is, where do you get your ideas from? And my standard answer, which I must have given 1,000 times, is I don't know where they come from, but I know where they come to. They come to my desk. And if I'm not there, they go away again. So the process is really one of sitting and staring into space and occasionally writing a word or a phrase and crossing it out again, and doing this for several months until finally something arrives. This delicate butterfly of idea, which has been attracted by some fragrance from somewhere, comes and sits on you, and that's the start of it. I never start with a theme. I cannot understand the process of thinking of a theme and then making up a story to go with it, or explain it, or whatever, or embody it. It's got to be, for me, a little snatch of action, a little something happening that's intriguing, and I want to know more about it. With a book of mine called I Was a Rat, the idea was simply that there would be a knock on the door at midnight, and there would be a little boy standing there saying, "I was a rat." And we'd work it out from there. That's how it has to begin for me. If that initial exciting donnée hasn't arrived, then there ain't no story and there ain't no book. But fortunately, they still keep coming. I don't want to compare it too closely to dreams, because the trouble with dreams is although the mise en scène is superb, the structure is hopeless. And when you try and tell a dream to someone else, it always falls flat. But things do come in dreams, and it's the same apprehension that you have in a dream of something exciting or moving or frightening or something anxiety-making. It's got to have an emotional colour. This initial idea, whatever it is, this initial little perception of a bit of action or a bit of dialogue. It's got to have a sort of emotional inflection of some sort. But you mustn't pursue it with a searchlight. This is an affair of the half light, the twilight, the dusk, and if you switch all the lights on to look for it better, you'll kill it. So forget about switching the lights on. Don't even look at it directly. Look away, sort of look to one side, but out of the corner of your eye, be aware there's something there. I've learned over the years to be very very quiet about this and very non-anxious. It might stay, it might develop, it might go away, you don't know. But if you know for one thing for certain, which is if you switch the lights on and look around for it angrily, it will go. It'll vanish, there'll be nothing there. So the process for me consists of this habit of waiting receptively, and then not fussing, not prodding it, not dissecting it. I gave a talk last year to the World Humanist Congress, because they asked me to say something about writing in freedom or something. Anyway, I took the chance of talking about to talk about superstition, which of course, as every good humanist knows, is a wicked thing and must be done away with and expunged at once from our mental armory. But superstition of that sort is very important to me at this stage in a book, in a story. The conditions have to be right. I have to have my lucky pen. I have to be prepared to wait in the half-light for phantoms to appear. All that sort of thing, which is very irrational. It's very non-calculated. You have to go by experience, by guesswork, by a tentativeness about all that sort of thing. And then, if you're lucky, the story begins to grow, and it indicates certain things about itself. It's going to take you to Central Asia. So you read books about Central Asia, you go and look at pictures, you go to the museum and look at old artifacts from Central Asia, you steep yourself in everything you can find that has to do with that background. And you make a lot of notes, you write things down with no idea whether they're going to be useful or important or not, but you write them down anyway. Quite a lot of this takes place in cafes. I wrote a lot of his dark materials in the cafe that at the time belonged to what was then called the Museum of Modern Art in Oxford, which is a good cafe because they don't play music there. All you hear is the sound of subdued conversation, which is ideal. Music kills any story for me at once. I can't write with music playing, it's impossible. I never understand people who say they can do it. And the coffee was good, and it was a very fruitful place for some reason. I could go there and with a narrative problem and sit and have a coffee and think about it and make notes and scribble, maybe this, maybe that. What happens if we do this? Well, we could go this way or that way. That sort of thing. And by the end of my session in the cafe, the problem would be solved.